What up, Dokkanners? With the 7-year anniversary now officially under 50 days away, we are once again looking ahead at the campaign, and we are going to be doing some more preparation for the 7-year anniversary. We are looking at 2 main events that you guys are already able to run in Dokkan right now, and you can actually prepare for some new missions that are going to be arriving for both the Legendary Goku event and the Legendary Vegeta event. Both of these events will be getting new category missions when the 7-year anniversary rolls around. So let's jump in and let's take a look at both of these events, starting with the Legendary Goku event. As you guys know, at this point you should have been able to at least attempt Reps of Universe 7, Battle of Wits, Power Absorption, Giant Ape Power, Space Traveling Warriors, Connected Hope, and Corroded Mind and Body. The new events that are going to be dropping for category missions are going to be Artificial Lifeforms, Target Goku, GT Heroes, GT Bosses, Legendary Existence, Sworn Enemies, and Fused Fighters. So all of these categories are ones that we have already in the game, except for Fused Fighters. That is the one category in this list that we don't have, and that will simply be dropping along with the new anniversary units when we get the 7-year anniversary banners. But regardless of that, you can actually already take a look at the category, and since there is such a substantial cross-section between Fused Fighters and a whole bunch of other categories, you can actually prepare those units right now. You can prepare those teams right now, and you can actually do some trial runs on the event with various team builds. That way, when the new event releases, you can actually hit the ground running with some of your favorite teams to run. So I'm going to quickly go through a couple of units and a couple of teams that I've thrown together very last minute, and you guys can, feel free to copy these if you want, or come up with your own, because you've got plenty of time between now and the 7th anniversary to actually put these together. And the great thing is, you can actually take these, next couple of days, couple of weeks to try these out. If there's nothing else to do, if you don't really want to be farming links, if you don't really want to be doing Dokkan events or anything else, you could simply just simulate the runs that you're going to be doing on these new category missions when they drop. So let's take a look at the game. Here are some of the units or the categories that we're going to be looking at. The first one is Artificial Lifeforms. So this is Artificial Lifeforms right here. You could run a full Cell team. Then we are looking at the Target Goku category. For this one, I went full Target Goku / androids so that the Super 17 LR can get the full force of his passive. Then for the GT Heroes, obviously just bring all Shadow Dragon Saga units for Super Saiyan 4s. You're pretty much set there. For GT Bosses, you could go with a bunch of GT villains, or you could go more focused on the Shadow Dragon Saga. I feel like this one's actually going to be a little bit more difficult for some people, because this one's a little bit harder to choose from in terms of some of the category options. Let me scroll through and show GT Bosses. There actually aren't too many options. There's 27 in my box in total, and that of course is involving duplicates. So this is actually a very small category. I feel like this one's actually going to pose a lot of problems for some people, especially since the leader skills are also fewer and far between. For the GT Hero side, we've had a lot of opportunities to pick these guys up, and there's a lot more to choose from, so it's going to be a little bit easier. But yeah, GT Bosses, that one's going to be brutal. So good luck with that one. And you know what? If this is the category that you're going to be struggling with the most, take the opportunity to farm out whatever units you can. You can get a couple of free-to-play units in GT Bosses. Let me actually pull them up right now. So GT Bosses right here. There aren't too many, but there are a couple that you could, if you just need to simply fill out the roster. One great unit is going to be the GT Frieza. This Int Frieza has a base damage reduction of 25%. You combine that with any sort of item that is going to be very useful. You could also bring in the Super Baby Vegeta too if you really need to, if you're desperate. Another okay, so I don't recommend this, but if you have no other choice, one of my original Shadow Dragon Saga runs was this Ice Shenron, who is a Dokkan event drop. This unit, I gave him maximum dodge, and he actually was kind of useful. Plus, when he attacks, he does nerf the enemy's attack and defense. He could be a wild card, I don't know. There was a recent world tournament where you could pick up a baby youth form. He could also be useful. But yeah, in general, this is probably going to be the more difficult one. If you are considering purchasing the Legion of Shadow Dragons from the Battlefield shop just for this, I would recommend that you hold on to that, because soon we will be getting the EZA for the physical Ginyu Force, and in the future there will be more EZAs taking place. So at this point, it's kind of like the legendary coins when it comes to the Battlefield memory characters. Just because they're out doesn't necessarily mean that you should be purchasing them. You need to always give yourself a little bit of a buffer in case something bigger and better shows up. You can pick that up instead of just having immediate buyer's remorse. So yeah, good luck with this one, folks. Let me know in the comments what team you put together for GT Bosses. Next one we're looking at is Legendary Existence. This one is obviously led by the Namek Super Saiyan Goku, but a lot of different Gokus can run this. You got Gokus and Brolys primarily occupying this category. Very easy to put together. And then the last one is Sworn Enemies for the categories that we know. Sworn Enemies is obviously Frieza, so this is one of my one of the easiest teams you're going to run against a legendary Goku event. When you're fighting Goku, Frieza launches guaranteed crits. You're going to run through the event so fast that in fact you will do so well it could actually end up hurting you, because the Frieza will be ripping through the event so quickly the other units will not have enough time to keep up. So if you can, try to bring units that can actually tank and defend instead of actually trying to keep up with the LR Frieza, because it's not going to be easy. And then the last category is the fused fighters, and for this one you just bring fused fighters, so units that can fuse, Potara, whatever it is, as long as there's some sort of a fusion involved, you're good to go. So this is one sample team that you could run, a last resort / Potara team, which is exactly how we have all of the fusions all neatly, you know, paired up with one another. So it's pretty cool. So those are some sample teams. Let me know in the comments which category is going to be the most difficult for you based on your own box. Again, I feel like GT bosses will be the toughest one, and I feel like some of the easiest ones will probably either be Target Goku because there's a lot of androids, or maybe even GT. No, maybe it's gonna be fused fighters. I don't know, but let me know in the comments what's gonna be the most difficult category for you. Now let's take a look at the legendary Vegeta event, because that is the other mission or the other stage that will also be receiving more category missions. So looking down here, the ones that we already know: Mastered Evolution, Powerful Comeback, Otherworld Warriors, Worthy Rivals, Siblings Bond, Join Forces, and Gifted Warriors. If you guys have not been able to beat these already, then hopefully you will be able to get these done during the 7-year anniversary when you go on your summoning spree and you pick up a bunch of new units. And now the new categories that are going to be dropping: Planetary Saga, Bond of Master and Disciple, Super Saiyan 2, Majin Power, Planetary Destruction, Battle of Fate, and Beyond Super Saiyan. Beyond Super Saiyan is the new category that is pertaining to the LR God Saiyans that we'll be releasing. So let's do a quick dive in and take a look at some of the categories that I've got. For this one, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, just eyeballing it, which one would be the most difficult to put together. Beyond Super Saiyan Beyond Super Saiyan is a pretty widely covered category. That's not going to be a problem. Bond of Master and Disciple, maybe, but that's a lot of Gohans and Trunks, so that's not going to be too bad. It might be Planetary Saga, because some people might not have been around during the worldwide download. Majin Power, maybe as well, because it's basically just Boo. Super Saiyan 2, I don't know. This one's actually a tougher one. This is going to be a very interesting spread here. Let's take a look at some of the teams that I've got here. For the first one, Bond of Master and Disciple. Oh, you know what? I skipped Planetary Saga. Let me quickly throw together that team. Whoops. Forgot to make that team real quick. So Planetary Saga. You know what? We'll just put together the Ginyu Force team. Yeah, okay. So Frieza, and then all the Ginyu Force units. So blah, 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 and blah, and blah. There you go. Planetary Saga. Boom. That's actually going to be tough on the Vegeta event, so I take that back. That is actually going to be very difficult on the Vegeta event. But you know what? That might be a fun challenge. Let's see if people can beat that with an overpowered Frieza and then a bunch of Ginyu Force free-to-plays. Even with their easy A's, they might struggle on the Vegeta event. So there's Planetary Saga. And then for Bond of Master and Disciple, we've got this squad right here: Future Gohan and Trunks, obviously. That's pretty much all you got to do. For Super Saiyan 2, just bring all the Super Saiyan 2s you can. Super Saiyan 2 into Super Saiyan 3 is a great option. That Super Saiyan 3 Goku will rip through the event, no problem. Only thing you got to worry about is the slot 1 defense, as I talked about in many showcases. So there's one possible team. Majin Power, as I mentioned, is basically just all Majin Buu. This one might be the toughest one, other than Planetary Saga. So let me see what we've got here. Majin Power. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different Boos. Some of them are not as efficient as others, so this one might be tough. If you haven't summoned on recent banners, that might be a little difficult. This STR Kid Buu is not at all required, so don't feel like this is a must-have on the team. The main must-have, in my humble opinion, is the LR Buu Tanks. Buu Tanks is kind of like a lesser version of the LR Full Power Frieza. He will get you through the event, no problem. And then for the last couple of teams here, we've got Planetary Destruction. Planetary Destruction is basically Broly stacks and tanks and beasts. He will run through the event, no problem for you on this event. And then Battle of Fate, you could try the Kid Buu version of the team, or you could try a Super Saiyan 3 Goku version of the team. I went with the Super Saiyan 3 because you could bring Battle of Fate and Accelerated Battle. As long as you've got enough Battle of Fates there, you're good to go. And this is what I got: Super Saiyan 4s, Super Saiyan 2s, just a random mishmash of characters. And then the last one is Beyond Super Saiyan. So I threw in some Realm of God Saiyans, I threw in some Super Saiyan 3, and then I threw in a transforming Goku who obviously ascends beyond Super Saiyan. You know what I realized in my efforts to put together a Beyond Super Saiyan team? I was a little surprised to find this out. If you look on Beyond Super Saiyan, why is Ultra Instinct not here? I'm very curious about that. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any theories for that. I haven't really taken the time to think about it, other than maybe like it's just in a different category altogether. It's not even comprehensible. I don't know why Ultra Instinct is not part of this, because it is. But I guess at the same time, every other form can't be obtained without the prerequisite of being a Super Saiyan. I guess you don't technically have to be a Super Saiyan in order to obtain Ultra Instinct. You just have to have enough discipline and, you know, battle instincts to actually obtain that form. Maybe that's why. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any theories as to why Ultra Instinct isn't a Beyond Super Saiyan. I think I just figured it out, but you know, food for thought. So that is pretty much it, folks. Take this time to prepare. A lot of category missions are going to be coming up. When these release during the 7-year anniversary, I will be dropping video after video on these events, and I'm going to try to bring some of the more unorthodox teams, so that way those of you who are struggling to put together teams yourself can actually maybe have a chance to run with some of the lesser teams. You don't necessarily have to have all of the biggest and baddest Dokkan festivals. So in the meantime, some practice might make perfect. So go ahead and give it a try. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments which category for each of the upcoming sets of category missions are going to be posing the most problems for you. GT bosses, Majin Power, Battle of Fate, whichever one it is, let me know. And what is your best team? What is your best category for each of these as well? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.